How do you feel at work? Are you happy, motivated, engaged? Or are you bored, just working for the money and not really enjoying your job? Chances are that you are in the second group, because sadly, studies shows that 85% of the people are unhappy with their jobs. But don't worry, because in this video, we are going to learn how to bring up your motivation, the team spirit, and have fun at work. Hey, what's up guys? This is Alvaro. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are talking about motivation and how to bring up the team spirit. And we will do it with the help of the book Fish by Stephen Lundin, which personally is one of my favorite books about the topic of motivation. I really recommend this book, but if you don't have time to read it, then you can just watch this little video where we will go through the main learnings of the book. This book tells us the story of Mary Jane, who becomes the boss of a department where the working atmosphere is really depressing. Everyone is grumpy, sad, and just waiting for the bell to sound and go home. And she's wondering what she can do to improve the working atmosphere. She doesn't know what to do until one day she goes to a fish market and she's surprised, because in the fish market everyone is happy, engaged, motivated, having fun. And there she meets Looney, one of the fishermen, that gives her 4 very important lessons on how to build a great working atmosphere. And these 4 lessons is what we are learning today in this video. The first lesson that Mary Jane learned from Looney in the fish market is to choose your attitude. If we think about it, actually both the people in Mary Jane's department and in the fish market were doing kind of repetitive work that someone could argue that it's boring. That one being repetitive work in an office and the other being just repetitive work in the fish market, cleaning always fish, starting fish, selling fish to the same customer again and again and again. So why some of them were so motivated and the others were so depressed? One of the main difference is the attitude that they had towards their job that they were doing. Because the truth is that there's not always a choice about the work we have to do, but there's always a choice about the attitude with which we do this work. Anything can be engaging if we decide to do so. And the way I like to remind this to myself every day is by having a little menu that I have printed and I have in my office desk, where I see the 2 options that I have for the day in the menu. One being, I can be with a positive attitude, I can be motivated and thankful that I get to do this job. Or I can be with a negative attitude, I can be grumpy and just hate my job. And these 2 options, I have them. I admit that it's very difficult to always mindfully choose to be positive, but practice makes the master, and I'm sure if you practice this enough, you will also become a master of choosing a positive attitude to whatever job you have to do. And this will make your life, of course, much more enjoyable. So try to do it. The second lesson that Mary Jane learned in the fish market is to play. Yeah, to play. I was also surprised. Because the people in the fish market, while doing their job, they were gamifying everything. They would do games to tidy the fish, do games to pass the fish to one another, and they would do everything as a game. And the truth is that there's one thing where we all human beings agree. And there are many few things where we all agree. And that is that we all like to have fun. Every human being in this world likes to have fun. So why not doing it at work? And you can be very serious about your work without taking yourself too seriously. And let me illustrate this with an example that happened to me once when I wanted to introduce a new tool to work more digital, more modern, more agile. And I knew that there was going to be a lot of rejection from some people because they had been working the same way for decades and they were not so keen on change. So instead of sending an invitation for a boring meeting, I sent an invitation for a LAN party, as if we were going to play video games. And I organized the whole meeting as if it was a video game. We would do little games, we would do teams that compete against each other, and we had really a blast. And as people were having fun, people were very creative, proposing so many ideas. And at the end, we delivered a very, very high quality job. And at the same, we were having fun. The third lesson that Mary Jane learned in the fish market is that the fishermen were not only playing and having fun among each other, they would also engage with everyone around, everyone passing by, the customers. They were engaging and trying to make them smile, trying to make their day a little bit better. And with that, you create an environment where everyone has a better mood. And of course, even if you don't work with clients, you can also apply this lesson to your everyday life. And I will also illustrate this with an example of once when I had to create a very, very long report. And I knew that the person that had to work on it, it was going to be a very tough job. So instead of just printing a PDF and sending it per email, what I did is print all together as if it was an old manuscript and put it early in the morning in his desk. As it was Christmas, I also put it a small chocolate Santa and a letter with some funny jokes. Well, at least I thought they were funny. But the reality is that he came to work, he saw it, he laughed, he smiled, and that made his day a little bit better. And if we have an environment where everyone is doing these little details to each other to make the day better, we will have a way nicer environment. Also, of course, not only to our working life, but to our everyday life, try to make the day of the people around you, and you will have a much better environment. And now, before we move to lesson number 4, I would like to remind you to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video. It's free and it helped me a lot to create and produce more videos. Don't be shy. Well, thank you very much for liking this video and subscribing. And now let's move to lesson number 4. And lesson number 4 tells us to be present. And that's one of the key differences between the people in the fish market and in Mary Jane's department. And that is that the fishermen, while doing their job, they were not thinking, oh, what I'm gonna do for dinner, where I'm gonna go on vacations. No, when they were talking to someone, they were focused in that conversation. And when we are focused in whatever we are doing and we are not distracted with other things, not only will we do a much better work, but also we are happier. When you are, for example, playing football or doing whatever you like to do and you are focused on it, you can notice that you are happier. Again, this is not very easy to do and it's very easy to get distracted, but there are so many meditation exercises, so many literature that I may cover in future videos. Of course, make me know in the comments if you are interested on that. But just as a quick summary, just focus on the present moment, on whatever is in front of you, and you will have a much more enjoyable life. And I would like to finish this video with a quote by Bill Kane that says, "Yesterday is history, and tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why we call it present." Thank you very much for watching.